All right, continuing with our pop art, we are going to try to make, wait for it, a cupcake. All right, so once again, you're gonna need to practice. This is just a little bit of clay. You'll have plenty for the day of, but take about half of it for the icing and half of it in your hand for the bottom. So to make this cupcake, roll yourself a sphere. Ooh, that's just a 3-dimensional circle. Put a hole in there. And if you remember like a pinch pot, pinch, 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 pinch. And we're going to try to get the shape of like a cupcake bottom. So you're going to try to pinch it into that kind of shape. And it's a practice day. So that is the whole point, is that we practice doing these. So that way when it's the real day, we're good to go. All right, that's pretty good for the bottom of my cupcake. We can add details later, but for right now, I'm going to tap it a few times on the placemat. Now, as you can see, my pinch pot's a little uneven, but that's okay. I know when we made our pinch pot, we tried to make it really even all the way around with our sides, but sometimes with Play-Doh, it's a little bit harder to do. There's our cupcake bottom. We need some icing. To make your icing, we're gonna practice rolling a coil or a snake. So with your Play-Doh, just gonna roll back and forth. And look, I have loose fingers. So we're gonna roll it into a long coil. And you'll stop. This might take a few, this will take a little bit of practice to get a nice even coil. That's the snake looking Play-Doh that you're doing. But you wanna stop when it gets about the thickness of your pinky, so that you can twirl your icing around. All right. Usually when you get it there, it's almost the size of my ruler. That's definitely going to be big enough for today. When you do it next week, that's about the size you want. So we're not even going to need this much today. All right, we're going to attach it. Ready? To attach it, we have to add something called score marks. So those are little indentations to help it glue. And we're going to pretend to put some water on it. And then you are going to put your icing on top and roll it up, pretending to push it down. Okay, when you get to the end like this, once again, you're going to pretend to put those score marks on the inside, not on the outside, on the inside of your cupcake. And once again, roll it more towards the center. Okay, when you get to where there's no score marks again, guess what? Repeat it towards the inside and roll it towards the center, all the way until you reach the tippy top. All right, last steps would be to add some details. You can gently hold your cupcake in your hand, add some lines for the cupcake bottom if you'd like. You can practice making some sprinkles on top. And remember, this week, if you don't have enough Play-Doh, that's okay. It's just a practice. I'm just trying to get you to practice making the shapes that you like. So pick the pop art food that interests you and then practice it. And there's a little cupcake. Now next week, since we'll have real clay, I could give you more clay and you could add a little cherry on top. Think of all the cool things you could add to this. If you have time, you can practice writing your name on the bottom. It's very hard to do with Play-Doh, but you can practice. Ta-da! Cupcake. Done.